good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody who's joining us from all around the world. On behalf of the Climate Reality Project India and South Asia and all our esteemed partners, I extend a very warm welcome to each one of you to the opening ceremony of the Youth for COP 3rd edition 2026. My name is Ria Deb, and I'm the Senior Project Officer for the Youth for COP program. And it is my absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to this cohort. This year, Youth for COP witnessed an overwhelming response from all across the globe, receiving more than 5,000 applications from 147 countries. Following a highly competitive selection process, we are we are delighted to welcome more than 1,200 participants from 110 countries to this year's program. Over the coming weeks, you will explore climate science, climate justice, climate finance, the UNFCCC processes, COP negotiations, and many interconnected dimensions of climate action while engaging with experts and fellow young changemakers from all around the world. Today marks the beginning of that journey. To formally open the third edition of Youth for COP, it is my privilege to invite Mr. Aditya Pundir, Director of the Climate Reality Project India and South Asia, to share the vision behind this initiative and why youth climate leadership matters now more than it ever did. Mr. Aditya, the floor is over to you.
Thank you, Ria. Thank you so much. And it's lovely to see there's so many participants joining us from around the world. And a very big welcome to all of you. And I know I really can't say any particular geography because, as Ria said, so over 100 plus countries and it's, I think, around the globe. So, welcome to all of you. And we are really delighted to have you. And this journey for the next 2 to 3 months is going to be a very important one. For the simple reason, what you see around, if you see the climate, what is happening, things are getting from bad to worse. And now, with all this global heating, now we even have this here, the super El Nino happening, which is further aggravating the situation. So, you take any country, you take Europe, you take Americas, you take Africa, you take Asia, Australia, wherever you talk, you get only stories of this disaster happened, this extreme happened, this is going to happen. So, we're getting sick of this talk, like what is happening all the time, the disasters and all these things. So, how do we come out of it? So, that is a big question now everybody's talking about. We have to talk about solutions because this problem is ultimately going to affect the economy. It's the GDP and the young people, like in this room today, most of them are young people. You'll be looking for jobs, you will be looking for careers. So, in that situation, if economies around the world are not doing well, and now we even have a mix of wars happening around the world, so how do we move forward? And how do we make a future which is both good for all of us? It's economically, it's a sustainable, and it also beneficial, like people, planet, peace, as we call it in SDGs. So that is something we are looking forward to. Now, the solution, I would say in a nutshell, is move away from fossil fuels. That's something big we have to do. We have to get rid of fossil fuels and get as much renewables fast into our energy mix as possible. That's one. And the second thing is we have to arrange money. We are financed. We have to, global south does not have the capacity by itself to make this transition fast enough. So we have to get the money. So the green finance is again a second very, very important aspect as we move forward. And third thing, of course, is the climate justice, about a just transition. We would like people in Africa, people in all the global south, whether it's South Asia, whether it is Pacifics, whether it's small island states, everybody should get a chance to have a good life. Everybody should have a good career, good life ahead. And for that, we need a just transition. So for all this included, what we would like to do is, how do we do it? Because there's 200 plus countries. So the only way is, let's talk together, let's get together, because this journey has to be taken together. It can't be done alone. So in this journey, when we have 200 countries talking together, just imagine you have 200 people talking in a room. It is so difficult. Even five people in a room, I would say, making a consensus becomes difficult. And here you have 200 countries and talking to each other. And how do they come to a consensus that, okay, this is the right path to move forward? So here the COP becomes very important. So this is the process. This is the place where everybody meets once a year, talks about the challenges, talks about the big goals we are having, and tries to move towards it. And I know there's a lot of negativity around climate change and the issues, but we are making a progress. People are moving forward. People are moving because, as you say, it's a huge group. People are making a forward. Now, the whole idea is how can we make our youth, the people who will be looking at the process in the coming times, how can we make them more strong, more knowledgeable, more able to communicate their ideas well and come up with solutions. So this is what the whole objective of this program is all about, so that you all can grasp this knowledge, you can all can go through this content where the team has really put together a wonderful content for you, and they've also put it in a very technical, they've put a, use some lmss for you, so that you, whether it's morning, evening, night, it's online, offline, you can just follow it up. So that is something we are looking forward to in coming days, and I'm quite sure you will learn a lot of things from this program, and I really wish you all the best for the coming days. So thank you very much. Ria, back to you.
Thank you so much, Aditya sir, for setting the stage for what promises to be an inspiring and transformative journey. As young people prepare to engage with climate negotiations, it is important to first understand why these global processes matter and how decisions taken within negotiation rooms influence lives, livelihoods, and development pathways all across the world. To help us unpack this, I'm pleased to invite Mr. Sanjay Vashisht, Director of the Climate Action Network South Asia, to speak on why climate negotiations matter. Sanjay sir, the floor is over to you.
Thank you, Ria, and thanks for the opportunity. I'm speaking. I'm going to cover why importance of negotiations. Let's recall that it's been 31 years of negotiations so far. COP31 is in horizon in November in Antalya, Turkey, and we missed one year in between when COP didn't took place, 2020, but otherwise COP has been taking every year. And one of the biggest question is why negotiations? Why can't country resolve this issue on their own? But I think climate change is a threat multiplier, and when it is a threat multiplier, it requires a multi-pronged approach. Isolated solutions framed will not help, will not be effective. So that's one reason why, and that's what happened in the negotiations also. So it certainly needs a comprehensive approach to solve it. It needs many countries to work together in coordination to solve it. It cannot be solved by one country and other country. For example, if one country is trying to clear the atmosphere from greenhouse gas emissions by stopping it, and other country is polluting it, the purpose gets defeated. So that's one reason why negotiations are important. So all efforts are required, and they are must in close coordination. And there are, two school of thoughts, because it's been 31 years, and everybody says that, okay, the process has been very slow, whether every COP achieve its objective. One can say yes, bringing 200 countries together and agreeing them on one decision is not an easy task. It requires a lot of diplomacy and a lot of talking to each other. And always the decisions are diluted one. And one of the reasons I personally feel is why they are diluted, because they have to accommodate different kind of circumstances in different countries. And that's why the decisions taken, if you read it, you will be bored that how it is applicable to me, but they are very broad, and it tries to cover all countries' circumstances also. But let's also look at, since negotiations are going on, what has happened? Every country has been submitting their national communications, greenhouse gas emission inventories. Basically, they are identifying the problem and putting it together in the UNFCCC space. That's where negotiations gets, plays an important role. National climate action plans in every country has worked on it. It wouldn't have been possible if every 6 months subsidiary bodies session in June and COP in November or December, countries do not have to show their face. They every 6 months they try to do something more so that they have face to show. So that's one reason why negotiations are important, because it holds accountability of countries towards climate action. Subnational plans. Now those national action plans, national adaptation plans, they start percolating at the subnational level, how to solve them. Basically looking at implementation. If negotiations would have been, let's look at the scenario, if negotiation would have been for 4 or 5 years earlier and that's it, then all countries would have been working only on mitigation. Nobody would have been talking about adaptation. Nobody would have been talking about loss and damage. because that's the other phenomena that was brought to the group of countries, that you need to look at loss and damage. And now everyone is also looking at transitioning away from fossil fuel, transitioning, basically changing the system, the way we live, the way energy infrastructure works, the way agriculture works, the way transport sector works. Everything needs to be changed, because fossil fuels will go out and then renewable energy will come in. So decentralized energy system has a play. That's where negotiations plays an important role. So global decisions being taken at the UNFC space are converted into national policies, and then it gets converted into some national plans, even to the local national action plans or local action plans also. But when we speak about negotiations, these are very slow, but this is also a space where we try to draw, as civil society, draw attention towards those who are most vulnerable. They should not be ignored. All decisions should not be in favor of how to ensure businesses between the countries. Trade is one aspect that will continue, but how most vulnerable are prioritized, even trade should benefit them first. And then we can talk about profit, then we can talk about economic growth and all that. But first and foremost, save the society for whom you want to do the economic growth and earn profit. So that's why negotiations are important. So, and second, balance for all. Opportunities created for everybody. Equal opportunities need to be there. That's what we need to look at when we start following climate negotiations, that it's an opportunity for all. Most important is learning together. If I have done an experiment, the problem with climate change is we do not have enough time to experiment and then implement. We are learning while doing. The way COVID vaccines were prepared. When COVID was going on, COVID vaccines were prepared, and they were immediately started, implementation also, and then they were improved one after another. Similarly, climate change also is a threat going on, and we do not have time to experiment. We basically implement, and then we learn what are the mistakes, and then we try to plug those mistakes. That's why learning, I would like to pass on my learnings. I would like to take learnings from other, so that we can save resources which are very scarce also. And trade is important. Trade will go a big change also, and that is where negotiations are important, so that trade create opportunities, and green jobs, but then trade also ensures those who are weaker countries diplomatically or militarily or in the cloud, and they also have an equal level playing field. So that's why negotiations are important. And that is where I look at international relations talks that continues through the UNFCCC process. So Ria, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanjay sir, for helping us understand the significance of the global climate negotiations and the role they play for shaping our collective future. As we continue, it is essential to recognize that those experiencing the most severe impacts of climate change are often the ones least represented in the decision making spaces. To speak on why Global South matters, we are honored to share a special recorded message from Ms. Aurelie Kalinga Njimgu, branch manager of the Climate Reality Project Africa. Aurelie is a skilled communicator with over a decade of experience in news and current affairs. She is deeply committed to advancing solutions that address food insecurity and climate resilience within migrant communities across South Africa. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Aurelie.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Aurelie Kalinga Njimgu. I'm the branch manager of the African Climate Reality Project. It's a real pleasure to welcome each of you to the session on why the Global South matters in climate action and COP processes. To everyone participating today, thank you. Thank you for choosing to be here. Your presence already tells me something important, that you care about the future of our planet, but more importantly, that you're willing to be part of shaping it. The climate crisis is often described as a global challenge. While that's true, the reality is that it's not experienced equally. Across the Global South, communities are already living with the realities of climate change. Farmers are coping with prolonged drought. Coastal communities are facing rising sea levels. Families are rebuilding after floods, storms, and cyclones. Many countries are dealing with these impacts while also addressing poverty, inequality, and development challenges. Yet, despite experiencing some of the most severe consequences of climate change, many countries and communities in the global south have contributed the least to causing it. That is why this conversation matters. The global south is not simply a region that needs support, it's a region rich with knowledge, innovation, resilience, and solutions. Indigenous communities, local leaders, young people, women, and grassroots organizations are already developing climate solutions that deserve recognition and investment. Now, COP is where many of the world's most important climate decisions are negotiated. Decisions on climate finance, adaptation, mitigation, technology transfer, and loss and damage. All of these have profound implications for the future of our countries and communities. But representation at COP is about much more than being present in the room. It's about ensuring that the realities of the global south shape the decisions being made. If our voices are absent, our priorities will be overlooked. If our experiences are not heard, policies will fail to reflect the realities on the ground. And if those most affected by climate change are excluded from decision making, we cannot expect climate solutions to be equitable or truly effective. This is why Global South voices need strong representation at COP. We need negotiators who understand local realities. We need researchers who produce evidence from our own contexts. We need journalists who tell our stories accurately. We need advocates who hold leaders accountable. And we need young people, like many of you, to bring fresh ideas, energy, and urgency into these global conversations. Representation is not simply about filling seats, it's about influencing outcomes. Every perspective shared, every question asked, and every story told has the potential to shape policies that affect millions of people. So, as you participate in this program, I encourage you to see yourselves not just as learners, but as future leaders, as communicators, as negotiators, and as change makers. The knowledge you gain here is not meant to stay in your notebooks or on your laptops. It's meant to be shared in your communities, your institutions, your networks, and your countries. Climate leadership begins long before arriving at a COP venue. It begins with becoming informed, speaking up where you are, building partnerships, and taking action at every level. I hope this session challenges you, inspires you, and equips you with a deeper understanding of why the Global South is central to global climate action, not as a passive participant, but as a leader in building a more just and sustainable future. Thank you once again for joining us. I wish you an engaging and thought-provoking session, and I look forward to seeing the ideas and leadership that emerge from all of you today. Thank you.
Thank Aurelie for reminding us why representation, equity, and inclusion must remain at the heart of climate conversations. As the global climate movement transitions from COP30 and begins preparing for COP31, new opportunities and challenges continues to emerge. To help us understand what lies ahead, we are pleased to present a message from Ms. Karen Aguilera from the Climate Reality Australia Pacific
In
region.
this Australia and Pacific briefing, I'll be outlining the region's opportunity to showcase Pacific and Australia-led ambition at the centre of international climate negotiations. I'll also share with you some key developments and expectations heading into this year's COP, give you an opportunity to sign a message to COP31 leadership, and also invite you all to join us for our upcoming COP31 Pacific leadership events. Firstly, some information about this year's COP arrangements. At last year's COP in Belém, Brazil, Australia, Turkey, and Pacific Island nations agreed to jointly manage this year's COP. The agreement reached was that Turkey would host the COP in November, and Australia would act as president of COP negotiations, with a pre-COP event to be held in early October, hosted by Fiji and Tuvalu. So what are some of our region's key priorities going into COP31? Well, firstly, the first priority is keeping 1.5 within reach. To our region, the Paris Agreement goal of limiting temperature increases to 1.5 degrees is not up for negotiation. It is the lived reality of Pacific Island peoples and their demand for survival and justice. The region is calling on countries to act according to their legal obligations to bring emissions down. New fossil fuel projects must be stopped, and country nationally determined contributions, or NDCs, must have fossil fuel phase-out dates and binding commitments to no further fossil fuel expansion. Secondly, when it comes to enhancing access to finance, the region is calling for reforms to the global financial system. These reforms must include new, predictable, and accessible grant-based finance to support countries and communities in mitigation and adaptation, as well as climate reparations for historical injustices that align with polluter pays principle. In terms of elevating the ocean climate nexus, the region is calling for integrated action that acknowledges the ocean as a planetary life support system. This includes countries ratifying and implementing the High Seas Treaty with integrity and accountability, in addition to biodiversity protections to save coral reefs, mangroves, and seagrass ecosystems through community-led stewardship and meeting 3030 goals. The region is also calling for a whole-of-life cycle plastic treaty that caps production and ends waste. In our region, we are also supporting the amplification of Pacific leadership voices in climate negotiations and calling for the full participation of regional governments and civil society in addressing the needs of impacted communities first, and inclusion of Indigenous peoples and hushed voices in decision-making processes, ensuring past promises are met and exceeded to address the increasing impacts. And by scanning this QR code, you have a chance to send COP31 leaders a message urging them to reach a roadmap to a just transition from fossil fuels and safeguard the COP process against conflicts of interest. So I'll give you 1 or 2 seconds to scan that QR code where you can join that call to action, and you can support as well what the region is calling for on this. And finally, I want to extend an invite for you all to join us at our Pacific Leadership Summit. This will be a one-day in-person event held in Fiji, which will include an online platform. The event itself will be held in the lead up to the pre-COP event, which is happening in early October. This will be a training opportunity in climate leadership, which will include mentoring and fostering of long-term networks and relationships. We'll be amplifying key messages ahead of pre-COP at the event and giving you an opportunity to join engagement pathways for sustained action. And you can scan the QR code on the screen to register your interest in receiving more information about our upcoming COP31 engagements. Thank you all for your time today. I wish you all a great learning opportunity with Youth for COP. See you again soon. Bye.
We thank Karen for helping us look ahead and understand the evolving climate policy landscape. As we reflect on the outcomes of COP30 and the lessons it offers for the future, we now turn to Latin America. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Thalison Correa, the branch manager of the Climate Reality Project Brazil. As an indigenous member of the Tembe people of Brazil, Thalison is committed to expanding access to climate knowledge and advancing more inclusive and equitable response to the climate crisis. His work spans program leadership, educational strategy, and stakeholder engagement to strengthen climate leadership and civic participation. Today, he joins us to reflect upon COP30 looking back and the way forward. Thalison, the stage is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. First of all, sorry for my sleepy face. It's 7 a.m. here where I am right now. I'm not in Brazil. So, as Ria said, I'm Talison, and I'm here representing the Climate Reality Project Brazil. It's a real pleasure to join you today as a partner of the Youth for COP program. And so, yeah, I'm Brazilian. I was born and raised in Belém, the city that hosted COP30 last year. And I'm also indigenous from Tembe people, as Ria said. And I'm very, very, very happy to be here. I wish I could see your faces, but we can. So before I start, I would like to congratulate the Climate Rally Project India and South Asia and all the partner organizations and especially the program team. I know it's a very hard work, and especially each one of you for being part of this initiative. And I don't have a presentation today. I just want to share a few thoughts with you. And I want to start by saying that COP process is very complex. It involves technical language, political interests, financial discussions, and negotiations between countries with very different realities, what makes it more difficult. But for young people entering this space, it can be difficult to understand where to begin and where decisions are made and how to participate effectively. So this is why this program, Youth for COP, is so important. I think and I believe the program helps you uh, understand the negotiation process, develop your communications and advocacy skills, and also prepare you to participate in climate discussions with clear objectives. I had the opportunity to experience COP30 in Belém last year, and COP30 was often described as a COP of the people because while negotiators were working inside the official negotiations rooms, the city of Belém was full of climate activities. So civil societies, organizations, indigenous peoples, local communities, social movements, researchers, and young people, they were organizing and discussing climate actions across the city. So of all the COPs I have attended, not many, only three. COP30 was the one where I spent the most time outside the official venue. And I participated in events at universities, community spaces, civil society venues, and many other places in Belém. And this experience reminded me that COP is much bigger than the official negotiation area. So discussions may be negotiated inside closed rooms, but political debate also happens outside that. And it happens when civil society organizations share knowledge, when communities present their demands, and when young people question existing solutions and also propose new ones. And young people had a strong presence at COP30. They brought energy and creativity, but they also brought technical knowledge and experiences from their own territories. And looking back to COP30, I think one of the main lessons is that climate action must remain connected to people and local realities. Because international agreements are very important, but they only have a value when they lead to real change in communities, in cities, in forests, and territories. So moving forward, the challenge is to make sure that the voices we heard in Belém continue to be part of the climate process. And we also need to follow what governments promised and ask how decisions are being implemented, make sure that climate action is fair and also inclusive. And this is especially important for you, for the young people, because youth participation should not end when COP finishes. It should continue through local projects, research, advocacy, and communications and participating in public debates in your own territory. But being present, it's not enough because to participate effectively, young people need to understand what is being negotiated inside the closed rooms, need to identify the spaces where they can influence the process, communicate their demands, and build partnerships with other organizations and other movements. And this is actually where the program like Youth for COP becomes very relevant because it can help you move from a simple attending climate events to participating with knowledge, strategy, and purpose. So during this program, I really encourage you to connect with international discussions with your local reality and think about how climate decisions affect your city, your country, your community, and also think about which voice are represented in this debate and which voices are still missing. So I encourage you to build connections with each other, speak with people from different countries, and please learn about their experiences. Okay, because these connections may become future partnerships, a future campaign, or a future research project and advocacy actions. Okay, so please enjoy the process, ask questions, exchange ideas, meet new people, and do not feel pressure to understand everything right away. Climate negotiations are complex and learning take time. So the most important result of this program that I believe will not only be what do you learn, but how you use this knowledge afterward. So that's it. And on behalf of the Climate Reality Project Brazil, I wish you a very productive and enjoyable experience. Please have fun during this process. And I hope this program helps you to participate in climate debates with greater knowledge, confidence, and with purpose. Thank you very much. I will leave my Instagram and my LinkedIn in the chat so you can keep connected.
Thank you, Thalison, for those valuable reflections and for highlighting the importance of the learning from each COP cycle, especially the last one, while strengthening an effective participation and accountability of the youth, and also drawing the importance of networking into the process. Climate action is ultimately local even when it's discussed globally. To explore how regional leadership can influence international climate conversations, I am delighted to invite Mr. Ari Adipratomo Vijanarko, Policy and Advocacy Manager at the Climate Reality Project Indonesia. Mr. Ari is a climate policy specialist and a policy and advocacy manager. He specializes in bridging international climate commitments with national development strategies, focusing on low carbon planning and environmental governance. Mr. Ari leads strategic initiatives to enhance policy literacy, including the Youth Leadership Camp for Climate Crisis and mock COPs in Indonesia. We invite Ari to speak on the regional climate leadership in Asia Pacific. Over to you, Ari.
Thank you so much, Rhea, and good evening from Indonesia. First of all, it is an honor for me to join the Youth for COP opening ceremony. And on behalf of the Climate Reality Project Indonesia, we would welcome you and please enjoy the opportunity to learn and also to connect with each other. So today I would like to share one message that the young people are not only the future of climate actions, you are leading the way. Across Indonesia and the Asia Pacific, of course, youth are transforming local initiative to so many things, including on the powerful force that can influence global climate negotiations. And for many in Indonesia and also across Asia Pacific, climate change is no longer a distant challenge. It is already affecting our communities through floods, extreme heat, drought, and also rising sea levels. Young people will live with the consequences of the decisions made today longer than anyone else. But instead of waiting, young people are stepping forward. They are organizing their communities, restoring ecosystems, educating others, and also demanding stronger climate policies. They are not only asking for change, they are creating it. Across Indonesia, inspiring young leaders are proving that climate actions begin at the local level. We see young restoring mangroves. We see that the young people developing renewables, energy solutions, reducing plastic waste, protecting forests, and also building climate awareness in the schools and communities. This initiative may not start locally, but their impact goes far beyond one village or one city. Every successful youth-led initiative demonstrates that climate solutions already exist. Our responsibility is to amplify them, support them, and also scale them. When young people lead locally, we believe that they strengthen national and also global climate ambition. So, how does one youth locally actions influence global negotiations? Every community initiative generates experiences, evidence, and also innovative solutions. Those lessons inform local governments, contribute to national climate strategies, and also ultimately strengthen each country's nationally determined contributions under the Paris Agreement. Those national commitments then shape discussion at COP. This means that the youth are not standing outside the negotiation process, but they are helping shaping it from the ground up. Global climate agreement become more meaningful only when the local communities, especially young people, have the opportunity to lead the implementation. The Asia Pacific is one of the world's most climate vulnerable regions, but it's also home of the world's most largest and also most dynamic young populations. Imagine what we can achieve if young leaders across the regions learn from each other, share innovation, mobilize climate finance, and also build strong regional participations. And also, climate leadership is no longer defined by age, but it is defined by vision, collaborations, and also actions. The next generations is not waiting for permissions, they are already leading the transition. And in closing, let me do this and let me give you this message that every generations every generation has a defining challenge. Climate change is ours, but every generation has also the opportunity to redefine the future. That opportunity belongs to today's young people. As a government negotiate, as organizations collaborate, and also communities act, we must ensure that young people are not only represented, they are trusted, empowered, and supported to lead. Because the future of climate actions will not be built just for young people, but also for everyone. It is also built by the young to connect local climate actions with the global negotiations and ensure that youth leadership remains at the heart of both. Thank you so much and enjoy your opportunity here to learn and also to connect with each other. Thank you so much. And let me get back to Ria. Over to you, Ria.
Thank you so much, Ari, and thank you so much for joining so late. It's pretty late in Jakarta, I believe, 9 o'clock. So a big time difference for Thalisun who's joining from the morning time and you joining at the night time. Thank you so much for the contribution and also for demonstrating how local leadership and community action can shape the global outcomes. At Youth for COP, we strongly believe that learning is most powerful when it is accompanied by lived experiences. To show what this journey can lead to, we will now hear from our alumni who will share how Youth for COP shaped their personal and professional climate journey. I request Ms. Gitika to kindly play the video.
I am Arvika Singh, and I'm really happy to be a part of Youth for COP 2026 once again. When I first joined Youth for COP, I wanted to understand climate change better, but I didn't realize how it would shape my perspective. Through sessions led by diverse fields expert, I learned that climate action isn't just about protecting the environment. It's also about how all of these are connected to the people and the communities. It is the interdisciplinary perspective that has been my biggest takeaway from this program. Those learning did not end with the sessions. They motivated me to explore climate policies, climate finance, and the real world impact while also pursuing climate focused academic projects. Now I think about practical, sustainable, and people centered solution. Youth for COP has been an important part of my climate journey. It gave me the confidence to keep learning, ask bigger questions, and believe that young people can make meaningful contribution to the climate action. Thank you and wish you all an amazing Youth for COP journey.
Hello everyone, I'm Constanza Moreno, and I'm glad to say that I was part of the 2025 cohort of the Youth for COP program. As an international relations student from Mexico, being able to participate in this course meant so much to me, as I was able to amplify my understanding of different topics such as the UNFCCC process, climate finance, adaptation, biodiversity, and disease, and the importance of a just transition. Being able to participate with members from over 48 countries gave me a global perspective on climate action and the importance of youth collaboration. This program strengthened my confidence to turn learning into action and in my local community. Since completing this program, I have contributed to the organizing committees of the Local Conference of Youth Mexico 2026 edition and the Nuevo León Climate Youth Summit 2025 and 2026, where I have worked to create meaningful opportunities for young people to engage in climate policy and advocacy. Once again, I'm glad to be part of this global community, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you and seeing what this new, awesome cohort will bring. Congratulations for being part of this amazing community.
Hi everyone, I'm Kritika and I'm really happy to be back with Youth for COP, this time as a co-mentor. When I first joined this program, I expected to learn more about climate change. What I didn't expect was the community it gave me and interacting with people from different backgrounds and hearing their ideas. It made me realize that climate change isn't just about the policy or science, it's also about the people working together. So that experience encouraged me to keep building my career in sustainability. And today I work in ESG and I still carry many of the perspectives and motivation that Youth for COP gave me. I'm excited to support this year's cohort and learn alongside all of you and hopefully help to create the same encouraging environment that inspired me. Thank you and I can't wait to meet you all.
We thank our alumni from last year's cohort for sharing their inspiring stories with us. Your journey reflects exactly what Youth for COP seeks to build: a global network of informed, engaged, and action oriented climate leaders. Now that you have heard about the program and the opportunities ahead, it is time to understand how your learning journey will unfold. For this, I'm delighted to welcome Ms. Gitika Srivastava, the Program Manager for Climate Communication and Content Development at the Climate Reality Project India and South Asia. With over a decade of experience in climate education and sustainability, Ms. Gitika has led the development of learning resources and youth engagement initiatives that have empowered thousands of young people and educators across the region. Today, she will introduce the Youth for COP learning management system and guide you through the learning journey over the coming weeks. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Gitika. And also, before she begins with giving you a walkthrough of LMS today, I would request all of you to keep dropping your questions in the question box Q&A section, which will be picked up in the Q&A section after Ms. Gitika is done with her presentation. Over to you, Gitika.
Thank you so much, Riya, for the lovely introduction. Hello, everyone. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Thank you. So, hello, everyone. I'm Gitika Srivastava, and I'll be walking you through the learning management system that we have developed for the third edition of Youth for COP. So, before going ahead, let's understand what exactly is a learning management system. So, Learning Management System, or LMS, is an online learning platform where you can access all your resources, learning resources, which we have developed and curated in the form of modules, lessons, quizzes, in a very structured format in a single place. You can access the LMS from anywhere, and it's like a digital classroom for you where you can learn at any given time and from at any pace that you want. So why did we introduce the LMS this year? So last year we had around participation from around 48 countries, and this year this number increased from 48 to 147 countries, as Ria mentioned in the beginning. And the selected participants that we have are from over 110 countries. So to provide them with a platform from where they can access the learning resources that we have developed as a foundational knowledge before going ahead for the live expert sessions. So this LMS will help you out in developing a foundational knowledge at your own pace. You can learn at your own pace. You can learn at from anywhere in the world. So this is the reason that we develop this LMS. So what you are going to find inside the LMS, we have developed 4 modules which are a precursor and a knowledge foundation base for your live expert sessions. So there will be 4 self-paced modules which will have 4 to 6 lessons each, a total of 19 interactive lessons with expert videos and quizzes. You will also find case studies and curated resources which will help deepen your understanding about those concepts. In the end, you will find an assignment that you will have to submit so that you can generate your certificate. So let's see how your learning journey will look like. We are happy to announce that Module 1 will be unlocked from today onwards after this opening session is over. So once this opening ceremony is over, you will be receiving a mail from our end, from Youth for Co-op team, along with your credentials and login link. You can access the login link and put in your credentials and learn about the module 1, which is based on the foundational knowledge about climate change and how the COP works. So although you can learn it at your own pace, we would recommend that you complete your module 1 in the next 12 days, which is before the live expert session, which is again going to be talking in depth about the climate change, why 1.5 degree matters, and what is the situation right now, and what all happens at COP. After the live expert session, your next module will be open, although it will remain unlocked. But again, we will request that you go through it in the next 12 days, and that's how the things will roll. After all the 4 modules are done, you will get the final assignment that you will have to submit. And after the submission of all your modules and the assignment, you will be able to generate a certificate for yourself. So let's get to how to access these modules. As I mentioned, you will be receiving a mail post this opening session. You will be getting this mail where you can find your username and password, like here it has been highlighted. And there will be a login link. Upon clicking this login link, you will be able to come to this page where you can put in your ID and password and log into the portal. If in case in future you forget your password, you can click here and follow the instructions to reset your password as per the instructions. We have also provided a tutorial here, a short tutorial, how to maneuver through the website and how to access everything on the Moodle. Upon logging in here, you will get to see a prompt on your screen to asking for changing your password. So here you will have to put in your current password that has been provided to you over the. You can reset your own new password that you will be using in future for logins. And you will have to follow this instruction for setting the new password. You'll have to punch in the new password again, click on the Save Changes. And upon clicking the Save Changes, you will get to see the home page of the module. Upon clicking the Explore the Program button, which looks like this. So upon clicking the Explore the Program, you will come to this screen. And you will get to see all the information about the modules from all the 4 topics that are being covered in the module, the timeline along with all the specific dates. And the criteria for certificates. And the 2 certificates, you will get to preview it also. the Certificate of Excellence and Certificate of Completion. Upon completing the exploring the entire page, you can come back to the Enroll Me button, click here, and you will come to this self-enrollment page. You will have to click on the Enroll Me button again, and you will finally get to see your Module 1. You will get to access your Module 1. So this is how the Module 1 page will look like. On the left side, you can see all the lessons that are being listed. There are 4 lessons in Module 1, which talks about the basics of climate change and all about COP processes, youth engagements. So as you can see, they are currently shown as logged, but only the very first topic will remain unlocked for you. So you cannot jump from one topic to another from here or from here. You will have to learn in a linear fashion, as in you will have to click on the first topic first. Once you have completed the first topic, you can move on to the next topic.
In the meantime, I can answer a lot of questions that's flowing from the participants, mostly related to how do we log into the LMS. So the moment the opening ceremony is over, until sometime till tomorrow, you will receive an auto-generated message that will come through Youth for COP, giving you credentials for the LMS system that Ms. Gitika just showed on her presentation. Once you do that, there'll be a username and a password that will be coming to that. So I think once Gitika is done with her presentation, I think we can go back to that slide and explain it better to them. Yes, over to you,
This might
Gitika.
be sounding quite overwhelming to all of you, but it is a very easy to access user interface that we have developed for everyone. And we have also provided tutorial in the beginning as well as on the top of the dashboard that you'll be visiting. So I was here. So once you've unlocked the topic, you can go back to the unlocked topic like this, but you cannot unlock it upon jumping without accessing the previous topic. Quizzes. So after each lesson, you will get a very short quiz of 5 marks to complete. You will have 3 attempts to complete that quiz. And out of 5, you will have to secure at least 3 marks to pass the quiz. Your best score in those 3 attempts will be considered your final score for the certification. So this year we have 2 categories of certificates, Certificate of Excellence and Certificate of Completion. Certificate of Excellence will be given to those who will secure at least 70% or above, and Certificate of Completion will be given to those who will be securing 70%, below 70% in all the quizzes of the 4 modules. One thing that I would like to highlight here, on the top of the profile column, on the top of the portal, you will see your profile, and under which your registered name would be shown. But we would request everyone to just check that name once again so that the name that will be going on the certificates will be picked from there. So please ensure that the name is correct. We won't be able to change anything once the certificate has been generated. So once you have logged in, please ensure that your name is correct under the profile. One thing more about the certificates. If your name is a bit long, we would request everyone to be using their mid names as acronyms, because your text might flow at the bottom of the and intervene with the design of the certificates. So it's better that you use your mid names as acronyms. We have also introduced a discussion forum at the end of each module. Here you can share your views. You can discuss about different perspectives. Our mentors will be dropping questions, thought-provoking questions to these forums, and you can share your views, your perspectives. You can discuss it with amongst other participants that we have. And upon clicking the discussion forum, there's a pop-up that will show that you can see over here. A discussion forum agreement will pop for the first time that you'll be visiting the discussion forum. You will have to tick this box, agreeing that you won't be engaging in any sort of abusive, discriminatory, or racist language, And if in case if you do so, you might be terminated from the program. So once you have clicked here, once you have clicked on the I agree and continue button, you will be able to access the discussion forum and reply to the questions, share your views and perspectives, and discuss with everyone else. You might also raise the questions in there. If in case you need any sort of help at any point when you're maneuvering through the website, you might go on the top of the screen, there's a help button. You can write to us at youthforcop@gmail.com. And you can also share your technical issues with us over the WhatsApp group if in case it's urgent. We request everyone to report their technical issues very early so that we can take action on it and your time is not wasted. Some of the important information that I would like to reiterate. Modules will be released one after the other as shown at the bottom of the screen. We would recommend everyone to complete their modules before the next live session happens, so that you can better understand the live session, whatever is being discussed by the session experts. Also, once those modules are unlocked, they will remain unlocked for you. It is just recommended that you complete it in 12 days. You will have time till 10th of October, till when you can complete all your modules, all your quizzes, submit the assignment, and once you have done it all, you will be able to generate your certificate. As I mentioned previously, there will be a quiz after each lesson of 5 marks. You will have to secure at least 3 out of 5 marks to pass that quiz, and you will have 3 attempts to do that. The best score that will secure in those 3 attempts will be considered your final score for the certification. So that is it, what I wanted to communicate to you all about the LMS. And please share your question and answers in the question and answer segment. My team will pick it up for me. Thank you.
So hello all everybody. We give this an open floor for all the participants. You may raise your hand and also drop in your questions in the Q&A. So I will start picking them one by one. I'm curious to know that okay. First of all, people asking about going to Turkey. We are keeping a very close eye from the quizzes and the kind of participation you all are giving, and also seeing your assignments throughout the program. And we definitely will, whenever a situation comes up or any sort of support that comes up to us, we will let you know if there's a chance to go to COP this year. But yes, we will keep that open for us, and we'll let you know in the process.
We have a couple of questions that I can pick.
Yes.
So somebody has asked, how can we access the LMS? So you will be receiving a mail very soon from our end once the opening session is over, with all the credentials, ID, password, and the login link, which you will have to click. And upon entering your ID password, you will be able to log into the portal. What is the assignment like? Meghali Swain is asking, what is the assignment like? Is it something academic that is to be written, or involves digital campaigning, or something else? Thank you. So Meghali, it will be like something to write, and you will have to share your PDFs. We'll be getting into the more details once we have started the modules, and students will start getting a sense of everything. We'll just get into the details of assignments as well, but it will be a written thing for sure.
Somebody is asking, I think Faith asked, can we have the PPT of the LMS? All the details and the way of how you will actually enter the LMS and the tutorial details would be included as a video in the mail that you will receive soon. So any questions that you may have into how you log in and how do you basically navigate through the system will be answered through that. By self-paced, do you mean I can choose to do and complete a module in a day? By self-paced, it means that you can complete it at your own convenience. There is no time restriction that has been given to you. The date of 10th October is the final date when we will close everything, and you will need to submit all the assignments and quizzes. So that's one deadline if you're considering the last date.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I bring? Abraham HT is asking, how can one qualify for the Certificate of Excellence? So I mentioned in my PPT that each lesson will have one short quiz at the end of lessons. So that you will have to complete. And upon completion of all the 4 modules, your the quiz score will be total. And if you secure 70% or above, you will be able to generate a certificate of excellence for yourself. I hope that clarifies your question.
What
If I get
else is
confused
there?
while logging in LMS, can we message in WhatsApp? Please do. We will try to help you out as early as possible.
And also, we have so many people on the networking group who are there to help each other. So definitely drop in your questions there. What are the other questions? Yes, there's one question. Is the program and the certification free of charge? It's absolutely free of charge. And the main idea of why it's free of charge is also one of the questions, is because we want to maximize learning for the youth as much as possible. And we want to multiply this effect and create youth leadership amongst you all. And we want that to flourish through you, through this cohort. So everything is free of charge. Don't worry, just focus on your learning. Could you please make the instructions easy? I swear, and our team swears, that when you actually receive the username and the password, it will not seem as difficult as it sounded through the tutorial. It's
When we
pretty easy.
divide it into so many steps, it might sound overwhelming, but when you will start logging in and explore the entire course, you won't find it difficult. And if in case you will find it difficult, we are there to help you out. There are tutorials and you can reach out to us anytime. We will be helping you out.
Joseph is asking access to the WhatsApp group. Joseph, please have a look at the chat box. I just dropped the link to both the official as well as the networking group. And if you all have any questions, otherwise, please raise your hand. We want to make it a platform where you should also speak. We know it's on webinar mode, so we request you to raise your hand, ask a question, and we'll love to answer it. And we'll take it for another 5 minutes, and we'll close the opening ceremony for today.
There's one question again. In case we face difficulties in navigating through the website, who are we to contact for help? How do we do it? If you are on the website and you find it difficult, if you find anything difficult, there's a help button on the top of the screen that you can click and mail to us. You can also reach out to us at youthforcop@gmail.com. I'm repeating it again, youth for as in for the digit, cop@gmail.com. And you can also reach out to us if you're there in the WhatsApp group.
Anybody has any questions? Okay, we have 5 hands raised. Sai Vaishnavi Mandanki. Yes, please ask a question. Whoever has raised their hand, I'm giving you a chance to speak.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Hello, Giri. Hello. Yes, please ask a question.
It's Pinamnagri from Nepal. And may I know the duration between 2 modules? Like, we have to do it in certain duration or we can do in one day?
I'm so sorry.
It's not
It was a
something
bit
that can
difficult.
be, it's not something that you'll have to do in one day. You'll have ample time with you, Giri. Take as much as time as you want to go through the content, to go through the videos in the LMS. There's definitely no rush. Only by the end of 10th of August is when we'll actually ask everybody to submit all their assignments. I hope it answers your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us from Nepal. Yes, you said it. You were asking a question. Please go ahead. Anybody else who wants to ask a question? We have 7 people who have raised their hands. You may go ahead.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Malika.
From Nepal. And I want to ask you, is the next session is like tomorrow or in 12 days? Because you mentioned 12 days earlier, I got confused.
Gitika ma'am, you want to take that or should I take it?
Yeah, sure, I can take it up. So Malika, we have shared a timeline over the mail with you, with everyone. We'll share it once again. You can also find the timeline once you have logged in. So from today onwards, the module 1 will be unlocked for you all. You can access the module, read everything which is there, and get prepared for the live session, which is on 8th of August. where we will have three experts talking about climate change COP processes to give you a better understanding of the topic that you are going through in the going to learn about in the module 1. I hope that answers your question.
Additionally, there's some exciting news. You guys were continuously asking that the timelines are not very clear, or you're having to refer the PDF again and again. The timelines are embedded into the LMS itself. So once you log in, you will be able to see the complete timeline of when each session is planned and what's the window for each module in the LMS. So that wouldn't be an issue for anybody anymore. Any other questions?
Yeah,
I
good
guess
afternoon.
Kavita. Yes. Hi, Justice.
Yes, I'm from Ghana and I'm a visually impaired person. So I want to know if the LMS is accessible for persons with disability or persons with visual impairment. And when I say visual impairment, I mean those that are blind or those that cannot see very well. And in addition, what are the provisions that are available for we those that cannot see? And we'll be happy to be part of this COP21 program. Yeah.
Justice, you've brought up a very important and a pertinent topic. And this time we have both visual as well as written aids on the LMS. So the only support could be that if somebody is unable to refer to the written content, they may listen to certain videos which exactly explain the ideas which are given in a written way in the LMS. But we are definitely trying and helping to make it more inclusive, and all of your suggestions are definitely welcome, which could be embedded into the upcoming editions as well.
Hey everyone. Hi, I'm
Joseph. Yes.
Joseph from Tanzania.
Welcome,
I
Joseph.
would like to ask how artificial intelligence can be integrated through learning of your through learning in your module session. There is a allowance of using artificial intelligence or not?
No, in the creation of the LMS and the content, artificial intelligence is something that we have kept a little away from, because we believe in developing ideologies through real experiences. And we have videos coming in from different experts from across the world who come with experience. And also, to enable that more, it is supplemented by a lot of live sessions where these people bring real life experiences, share their knowledge, which could be exchange between each one of us without the interference of artificial intelligence, Joseph.
Okay. Also, I want to ask a second question. How do passing of those module or getting a certificate can allow a person to attend in COP 2020, COP 32 in November?
Okay, I'll answer them one by one. The first being, how do you get the certificate? So once you keep unlocking the lessons within each modules, you will find quizzes there. And once you keep doing the quizzes, 3 out of 5 questions is the passing for each quiz, and you have 3 attempts per quiz. So once you are done with that, you move on and keep unlocking to the next levels. And once you are done with all the quizzes, the assignments that we give to you through the LMS, there's a section where you'll be able to put your name for the certificate. And if you are scoring above 70% is when you get certificate of excellence. And if not, then you'll get a certificate of completion. And also about the opportunities to go to Turkey, Joseph, any opportunities that come on our way, we will definitely share it on the group. But as of now, the program is completely online.
Okay, thank you.
We'll just take 1 or 2 questions more. I think we have exceeded the time. Yes, somebody was speaking.
Hi, Ria. Thank you so much for moderating this session. I hope and I'm sure that the course will be, really will benefit students. I just wanted to ask that what practical knowledge does this course gives to the student in context of climate change, and how whatever we learn from this course, how we can imply in our practical lives. And a quick second question: is there a grant or something given to the student after the course completion, so that a community project can be started or something like that? Just that. Thank you.
Thank you for asking the question, Kavita. First question being, what is the outcome that you gain? First things first, once the live sessions are over, we have hands-on workshops also that will keep you in the loop once the sessions are over, which will actually assess this knowledge, theoretical knowledge that you have learned all along the way, and then we can ask you to apply it in the way of you giving your opinions and putting up your voice in social media, writing articles, also how to develop a certain documents which are necessary, which could be showcased on a higher platform. So that is something definitely which is on our cards, and we'll keep you all posted. Also, what was the second question again?
The grant one.
The grant one. So for the Youth for COP program, we do not have any grants as of now. Although, because I know you are from India, please keep a close eye at the other programs that our organization has. Primarily the Youth for Earth program. I'll share you a link. Please drop in a mail to us at youthforcop@gmail.com, and I'll share you that program which offers grants basically.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I guess, Kritika, we should close it now. What do you think?
One clarity that I would like to give to everyone, because I have seen a couple of questions regarding that. The certificate is completely free of cost. It's freely available to you guys once you have completed all the modules and quizzes. There's no cost attached to it. So that's one clarity I really wanted to make, Ria.
Perfect. What link? Okay, do you guys want me to share the link of the WhatsApp groups again? Just give me a second, I'll do that. Yes, Justice has a question. I have dropped in the group details on the chat. We'll keep it open for another minute and then we'll close the session. And we have also noted your feedback that registration does not work properly for you all. So we will keep that in mind, and we'll take it for the further sessions as well. Also, another thing I just want to add in the meantime that you guys are clicking on the link to join the WhatsApp group. There's a discussion forum also, which is a pretty exciting part of the LMS. Whatever you are learning through the lessons, there are certain co-mentors who will keep asking you pertinent questions for those thematic areas, and you all are free to drop in your answers to those questions, which will actually encourage a lot of participant interaction within each other. So that is also something that we'll definitely ask everybody to keep on the discussion forums. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. We will keep chatting with each other in the networking group, and we hope that you all had a lot to learn in terms of all the technical information that has been given to you for the LMS. Any questions, please drop in your queries at youthforcop@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Good morning, good evening, and good night to everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.